Glory to God the Father and Son Yeshua Mashiach. 2 Chronicles chapter 13. It was in the 18th year of King Jeroboam that Abijah began his reign over Yehudah. He ruled 3 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Micaiah, the daughter of Uriel from Giv'ah. There was war between Abijah and Jeroboam. Abijah joined the battle with an army of valiant soldiers, 400,000 select troops, while Jeroboam took the field against him with 800,000 select troops who were valiant, strong men. Abijah, standing on Mount Zemarayim, in the hills of Ephraim, cried, "Jeroboam and all Yisrael, listen to me. Don't you know that Adonai, the God of Yisrael, gave rulership over Yisrael to David forever, to him and his descendants, by a covenant of salt, which is unbreakable? Yet Jeroboam the son of Nevat, servant to Shelomo the son of David, rose in rebellion against his lord. There rallied around him worthless brutes who were too strong for Rehoboam the son of Shelomo to withstand when he was young and inexperienced. Now you expect to withstand the kingdom of Adonai in the hands of the descendants of David. Yes, there are a great number of you, and you have with you the gold calves that Jeroboam made as gods for you. Yes, you drove out the Kohanim of Adonai, the descendants of Aharon, and the Levium, and you made yourselves priests as do the peoples in other countries, so that anyone who comes to consecrate himself with a young bull and 7 rams can become a priest of those non-gods. But we are different. Adonai is our God, and we have not abandoned him. We have Kohanim performing the service for Adonai, descendants of Aharon, with the Levium doing their work. They burn to Adonai every morning and evening burnt offerings and sweet incense. They arrange the showbread on the pure table, and they prepare the gold menorah with its lamps to burn every evening. For we observe the order of Adonai our God, but you have abandoned him. So look here. God is with us, leading us and his Kohanim with the battle trumpets to sound an alarm against you. People of Yisrael, don't fight against Adonai, the God of your ancestors, because you will not succeed." But Jeroboam prepared to ambush them from behind, so that the main body was ahead of Yehudah, while the ambush was behind them. Thus when Yehudah looked back, the battle had to be fought in front of them and behind them. They cried to Adonai, and the Kohanim sounded the trumpets. Then the men of Yehudah gave forth a shout, and as the men of Yehudah shouted, God struck Jeroboam and all Yisrael before Abijah and Yehudah. The people of Yisrael fled before Yehudah, and God handed him over to them. Abijah and his army inflicted a great slaughter on him. 500,000 of Yisrael's select soldiers fell dead. Thus the people of Yisrael were subdued that time, and the people of Yehudah won the victory, because they relied on Adonai the God of their ancestors. Abijah pursued Jeroboam, taking from him the towns of Beth El with its villages, Yeshanah with its villages and Ephraim with its villages. Jeroboam did not recover his strength during the time of Abijah. Finally Adonai struck him, and he died. But Abijah grew strong. He married 14 wives and became the father of 22 sons and 16 daughters. Other activities of Abijah, together with his ways of doing things and his sayings, are recorded in the commentary of the prophet Iddo. Abijah slept with his ancestors, and they buried him in the city of David. Then Asa his son became king in his place. During his time the land was quiet for 10 years. 2 Chronicles chapter 14. Asa did what was good and right from the perspective of Adonai his God. For he removed the foreign altars and the high places, smashing the standing stones and chopping down the sacred poles. He ordered Yehudah to seek Adonai, the God of their ancestors, and to obey the Torah and the mitzvah. He removed the high places and pillars for sun worship from all the cities of Yehudah, and under him the kingdom was quiet. Because the land was quiet, and he had no war during those years, since Adonai had given him rest, he built fortified cities in Yehudah. "Let's build these cities," he said to Yehudah. "We'll surround them with walls, towers, gates and bars. The land is there for us to use, because we have sought Adonai our God. We have sought him, and he has given us peace on every side." So they built and prospered. Asa had an army of 300,000 men from Yehudah, equipped with shields and spears, and another 280,000 from Benjamin, with shields and bows. All were brave, strong men. Zerah the Ethiopian came out to attack them with an army of 1,300,000 chariots. When he arrived at Mareshah, Asa went out to fight him, and the forces were arranged for battle in the Zephat valley at Mareshah. Asa cried out to Adonai his God, "Adonai, there is no one besides yourself, strong or weak, who can help. Help us, Adonai our God, because we are relying on you, and we are coming against this vast throng in your name. You are Adonai our God. Don't let human beings stop you." So Adonai struck the Ethiopians before Asa and Yehudah, and the Ethiopians fled. Asa and the army with him pursued him to Gerar, and the Ethiopians were defeated beyond recovery. They were shattered before Adonai and his army, who carried off much spoil. Then they attacked all the cities in the vicinity of Gerar, for a panic from Adonai had overcome them. They plundered all the cities, for they were full of spoil. They also attacked the tents of those tending the livestock and carried off sheep and camels in abundance. Then they returned to Jerusalem. Second Chronicles chapter 15. The Spirit of God came on Azariah the son of Oded. He went out to meet Asa and said to him, "Listen to me, Asa, and all Yehudah and Benjamin. Adonai is with you, as long as you are with him. If you seek him, you will find him. But if you abandon him, he will abandon you." For a long time Israel was without the true God, without a Kohen who could teach, and without Torah. But when, in their distress, they turned to Adonai the God of Israel and sought him, they found him. In those times people going about their business were insecure, and great disturbances afflicted all the inhabitants of the lands. So that they were shattered to pieces, nation against nation and city against city, as God troubled them with every kind of distress. But you, be strong, and don't slack off, for your work will be rewarded. When Asa heard these words prophesied by Oded the prophet, it gave him courage to throw the disgusting things out of the whole land of Yehudah and Benjamin and out of the cities he had captured in the hills of Ephraim. He also renewed the altar of Adonai which was in front of the vestibule of Adonai. Then he gathered all Yehudah and Benjamin, along with those from Ephraim, Manasseh and Shimon who were staying with him, for they had defected to him in large numbers upon seeing that Adonai his God was with him. They assembled together at Jerusalem in the 3rd month of the 15th year of Asa's reign. That day they sacrificed to Adonai 700 oxen and 7,000 sheep from the spoil they had brought. And they entered into a covenant to seek Adonai, the God of their ancestors, with all their heart and with all their being. They also agreed that whoever refused to seek Adonai the God of Israel should be put to death, whether small or great, man or woman. They swore this to Adonai in a loud voice, with shouting and blowing of trumpets and shofars. All Yehudah was full of joy at this oath, for they had sworn with all their heart and had sought him with all their will, and they found him, and Adonai gave them rest all around. Asa the king also deposed Ma'akah his grandmother from her position as queen mother, because she had made a disgusting image for an Asherah. Asa cut down this image of hers, chopped it into tiny pieces and burned it in Vadi Kidron. But the high places were not removed from Israel. Nevertheless, Asa was wholehearted throughout his life. He brought into the house of God all the articles his father had consecrated, also the things he himself had consecrated, silver, gold and utensils. There was no more war through the 35th year of Asa's reign. Second Chronicles chapter 16. In the 36th year of Asa's reign, Baasha king of Israel attacked Yehudah, and he fortified Ramah to prevent anyone's leaving or entering the territory of Asa king of Yehudah. Then Asa removed silver and gold from the treasures of the house of Adonai and the royal palace, and sent this message to Ben-Hadad king of Aram, who lived in Damascus. There is a covenant between me and you, as there was between my father and your father. Here, I am sending you silver and gold. Go, and break your covenant with Baasha king of Israel, so that he will leave me alone. Ben-Hadad did as King Asa had asked. He sent the commanders of his armies against the cities of Israel, attacking Eion, Dan, Avel-Maim and all the storage cities of Naphtali. As soon as Baasha heard of it, he stopped building Ramah and abandoned his work. Asa the king took all Yehudah and carried off the stones and timber which Baasha had used to fortify Ramah. With them he fortified Geba and Mitzpah. It was around then that Hanani the seer came to Asa king of Yehudah and said to him, "Because you relied on the king of Aram and didn't rely on Adonai your God, the king of Aram's army has escaped from your power." The army of the Ethiopians and Luvim was huge, wasn't it? How many chariots and horsemen did they have? Yet because you relied on Adonai, he handed them over to you. For the eyes of Adonai move here and there throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong on behalf of those who are wholehearted toward him. You acted foolishly in this regard, for from now on, you will have war. But Asa became angry at the seer. In fact, because of his rage at him over this matter, he threw him in prison. Moreover, at the same time, he mistreated some of the people. The activities of Asa from beginning to end are recorded in the annals of the kings of Yehudah and Israel. In the 39th year of his reign, Asa suffered from a disease in his legs. It was a very serious disease, yet even with this disease he did not seek out Adonai but turned to the physicians. Asa slept with his ancestors, dying in the 41st year of his reign. They buried him in his own burial cave, which he had ordered cut for himself in the city of David. They laid him in a bed filled with sweet spices of various kinds, expertly compounded, and a very great fire was kindled in his honor.